Hi, Kenneth. My name is Colin. Christina had mentioned you'd phoned in. She did download a copy of your template, open it in Dreamweaver, and it works as expected. So I'm going to run you through a couple of troubleshooting things that folks would typically get into. And there's one specifically in the part of defining the site that I'm going to run you through, and I'll sort of emphasize that when I get to it. But first thing I'd like you to do, if you could, we want to make sure that you can get the site open, go through the troubleshooting. It's only a 2-second thing. When you do the site setup and get you rolling. What I'm going to do is I want to download the template to my desktop on my computer. We're going to extract the file, and then we're going to define that the website folder we've extracted. We're going to define that with Dreamweaver. What I'd like you to do is the same thing if you could download it to your desktop, and then we just run through the same steps I'm running through. After that, you can download it to whatever folder you want, and then define that again. But this is a good troubleshooting tip here. So we're just going to go to your download page, and we're going to pretend to be you, and we're going to download the CS version right here and hit the download button, and my browser is automatically going to download it right to my desktop on my computer anyways. Great, it's finished downloading, so I'm just going to minimize my window, drag the zip file into view, and I'm just going to do a quick property check. It's 27.3 megabytes, which is the right size. Cool. So let me just extract this. I'm just going to extract to a new folder. I've got a program called WinRAR installed. That's why my little icon looks a little bit different probably than what you see, unless you have the same program installed. So there's our modern website right there. And now what we're going to do is open up Dreamweaver. I've got CS6 right here. You said CC, so why don't I do that? Why don't I open CC 2015 here instead? Great, CC is open. I'm just going to close down the welcome box. Now I'm going to go to my site menu, select new site. Boom. I'm going to give this a like so, and now the local site folder. We're going to click that. And I'm going to slide up and go to my desktop. This is one of the reasons why I like putting things on the desktop to start with for testing. Right, because we can go right to it. Now there's the modern FD green white. Click into that folder. I'm going to click into the next folder. And I'm going to click into the website folder. Now this is the 2-second tip I have for you here. Right? What we want to do is we want to make sure that it's up here, it sort of looks like this. We have modern FD with the ID number for your particular download and date, and then over here we have the modern FD green white multi-purpose, and then we have the website folder, and down below it says folder website. Now here is the troubleshooting part. On some computers, depending on how your router is set up and your computer is set up, if you have a router as opposed to a direct connection to the internet, sometimes Dreamweaver does not understand the root, which is usually the C drive of your computer, and it can mess up a site when you're defining it. So here's my tip. You click into the templates folder, then you'd use the up one level by sort of clicking on the back on the website folder here, like so. So now we want to make sure it says web folder website, and then it's do and then website right here. With that, we hit select. Now what's going to happen is it's going to create a cache file. So when we click this and hit save, that updating site cache, what that does when it updates the cache is it's actually looking at the library pages. The assets is really what they are, Dreamweaver assets. It looks at those, and then it examines the actual pages, and it determines which assets are linked into which pages. Now one of the things that I would suggest you do first is you expand your library folder, shared, and then we go to the copyright. We're going to open that up. Oops. Okay. And what it's going to say here, let's just get out of the design, or not design, let's go to the design window. We're going to change the copyright date, but before we actually do that, I want you to just select your index page, F12 on the keyboard, or right click and preview in browser. I'm going to use Firefox. There it is there, and we're going to scroll right down to the bottom where the copyright comes in, and we're going to change this 2000XX, okay? So let's change this 2000XX to 2015, Now, when I save the page, if the site was defined correctly and the root or of your computer is understood by Dreamweaver, as soon as I do a file save, this little box is going to pop up right here, and it's going to tell me all the pages that it's updating. So I hit update, and it takes about a second a page. And just a tip for you while we're waiting, if you had followed my long-winded instructions at the beginning, I often mention make a copy of the website folder before you actually start to do any work. So inside your modern folder here, click in, there's the website folder. I suggest you make a copy of that first before you actually even open the website or define the website. And one of the reasons is, in Dreamweaver, we know it takes about a second a page to update. The enhancements and the features folders, these two folders, these contain pages, just information for your benefit. Your customers, or not your customers, your visitors are not going to look at these pages. These are just for you. But there's extra pages in here, so you know what? You can actually just select these two folders and delete them. And if you ever want to read up on the features and the enhancements, you can just go into the website copy. Those folders are still there, right? And I like to have a copy of the original website before I make any changes. So if I delete a file or a page or something, and I go, oh, I messed that up, I can just drag a copy of the original back in and start over. Okay, so let's see how we're doing here. Okay, it says done. I'm going to hit close, and now we're just going to go right back to our index page. There's the 2000XX. All I have to do is hit refresh now because I'm keeping that page open in my web browser, and it should change to 2015 once it fades in here. There it is, copyright 2015. So I know that it updates. And just those few steps, specifically putting it on your desktop, defining the website folder, you know, clicking in and out of the templates folder, and then doing a check. The other thing, just so you know, if you say you had your index page open, right? Watch this. Just a little tip here. 2016. Right? We're going to update our pages. If you have a page open and you're updating a library file at the same time, you need to make sure this page is saved before you preview it. If you see the index with the little asterisk right here, that says that this page, something has changed in it and it needs to be saved. Okay? So if you do have a page open, because sometimes what happens is folks will update a library page, they'll have a bunch of pages open, they go to preview something, but the page hasn't been saved yet, and that's why you don't see the changes. So we just want to make sure we do the file, save all, and then we can go right back to our browser, and we hit the refresh button right here. And right down below, once this thing loads in, 2016, there we go, so we know it updates. So let me know if you have any troubles with that, okay? Just reply to the ticket in the ticket center. I'll get it. That way it'll come right to me.